So Josie and the Pussycats is a 2001 American comedy musical fun time. It was co-produced by Universal and MGM. I have a vendetta against MGM because they really refuse to let me have any clips of Showgirls in my original video that I did on my channel, KennieJD. So they were like, yeah, this may be shit, but this is our shit. And we're going to claim it it doesn't matter that it's fair use. Does not matter that your face shows like 80% of the video, but fuck that. Showgirls is the hill we're willing to die on. Anyway, but I digress. That's my own personal vendetta. Anyway, directed and co-written by Harry Elford and Deborah Kaplan. The film is loosely based on the Archie comic series and the Hanna-Barbera cartoon of the same name. Again, I wasn't particularly familiar with the show or the comics, but I knew they existed. And the film stars Rachel Lee Cook. If you recognize her, she was the girl in She's All That, right? What happened to her? she was in this and She's All That. What happened to her? Anyway, Tara Reid. And she's another name that I recognize, but I don't know what she was popular for. Wasn't she in like, was she in Scary Movie? Was Tara Reid in Scary Movie? No. She was in American Pie, though, wasn't she? Yeah, she was in American Pie. Sharknado, apparently. She was in several Sharknados. Wow, she was in a lot of shitty movies. But she out here definitely acting. So Tara Reid and Rosario Dawson, who was in a bunch of stuff. She was in Daredevil, some other Marvel films, The Defenders, Jessica Jones. The film's production budget was estimated to be between $22 and $39 million. However, at the box office, the film only grossed about $14.8 million. So about like half. So yes, it was a big domestic box office bomb. It didn't do well. Again, I vaguely knew this movie existed, but I was also 6. So, but I feel like I would have been the prime demographic. I was 6 years old. I liked girly things and I liked like girl power shit. And I didn't care to see this movie. So. As far as reception, the movie definitely got mixed reviews. Basically, a big consensus is that though the subject matter, like Archie comics essentially worked very well in the comic book modality and then maybe worked in cartoons, it just didn't translate well to live action film. Roger Ebert gave it a 0.5 star out of 4, saying that Josie and the Pussycats are not dumber than the Wow. Why did we bring the Spice Girls into this? Again, I'm upset. This feels like misogyny. Josie and the Pussycats are not dumber than the Spice Girls, but they're as dumb as the Spice Girls, which is dumb enough. Again, homophobia, misogyny. Spice World is an epic and fuck all of you. And apparently he also gave a similar score to Spice World. So again, stop asking straight men for their opinion on all things feminine and campy. Fuck you, Robert. I love how I said that as if I'm an authority. It's like, fuck the guy whose job it is to do this. But seriously, fuck you. Is he dead? Sorry. Yeah, he died. So it's not like he can yell at me. Sorry. Anyway, the movie achieved cult status after that. Because again, all things that people want to rag on for being bad end up being why it's good. Because if you actually look at the movie, it's both fun, campy, and like unapologetically feminine, but it's also a movie that has a bit of a satirical look and criticism towards American consumerism and capitalism. And I think the movie just gets better with age, perhaps because of that. The more we as a society are a lot more cognizant of how those things work. As you know, we all kind of know how the machine is run at this point, to some degree, at least more than we did in 2001. On Rotten Tomatoes, it got a 52%, both from critics as well as audiences. And yeah, a lot of people just think that it's a live action fluff movie. And due to that, it's rather frivolous, which again, I think is based in misogyny. A big consensus is that though the movie criticizes consumerism and name brands and stuff like that, it does show an incredible amount of name brands throughout the movie, which I personally think is hilarious. Can you imagine going to a brand and being like, hey, I would like to pay to use your symbol in our movie. Would you be okay with that? Or even better, they said, hey, we will show your product by name for free. You don't have to pay us to do advertising. Can we use it in our movie? And then make a movie shitting on name brands. I think that's hilarious. I think it's so subversive and funny, like, and petty. Imagine paying just to do a joke. You're like, I'm irritable enough to pay you, Target, to talk about, I love Target. It is what it is, but consumerism is a real bitch. So like, I'm gonna pay you, Target, so I can show the fucking bullseye in our movie so I can complain about the bullseye. I get it. It's camp. It's a long con. It's funny. Like, we went out of our way to do this joke, and I think it's funnier because of that.